This is Sports Zone on Lagos Talks 91.3.
What a strike! What a goal! Get into Sean Long! Sean Long running over.
We have an extra special guest in the building today. She's won 4 Africa Women's Cup of Nations titles. We're talking 2010, 2014, 16, 18. Been to the FIFA Women's World Cup as well. 2011, 15, 19. Also played for Nigeria at the Under-20 Women's World Cup as well. You know, she's been there, done that, played the very best of football all around the world. Latest in France, had a bus stop named after her. You know,
in France,
she's represented really well. You know, and she's quit football now, and we want to know why, alongside many other issues surrounding her. Please make welcome none other than the woman herself, the lady herself, the magnificent one. I'm talking about none other than Desire Oparanozie. She's in the studio live with us this morning. Good morning, Desire.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And she's like, this goes with the baseball cap and everything. I don't even have recognized her.
You don't know many people.
I don't get out much. I mean, very. After studio, I go my house to the next morning.
You know what I found out this morning about Desire? She likes big things. I just found that out this morning.
Really?
Yes, she does.
What did you see? The door is still closed.
She does.
That door.
She really.
Father Femi, Baba Femi, stop your stuff.
Goodness me! You need to see the truck Desire parked outside.
Serious?
It's as huge as Candida's building.
That's what fits Nigerian road.
Abio.
Yeah.
Good morning, Desire. Good to have you on Sports Zone.
I try.
How does it? How did it feel to have a bus stop named after you?
Oh, it feels good. It goes to show how appreciated I was, and it goes to show that I mean, in the midst of everything else, that there are people who actually reward hard work, and they appreciate what I've done over the years in the league, and they just felt it's important that that gift is given in my honor. So I feel very, very happy and very excited about it.
When you say that, I kind of detect a tinge of maybe regret, maybe unhappiness. I don't know what it is. I could be wrong. But when you juxtapose what you've said alongside what you've done with Nigeria, for Nigeria, do you feel at any point underappreciated?
Well, yes, but it's not just a personal thing. I think I don't know about other sports, but particularly footballers like the Super Falcons in particular. I mean, judging by record, we are the most successful team in Africa, both male and female, and we don't get that much recognition back home. Okay, let me give you an example. The Super Eagles, they just finished second from the AFCON and they got national honor. But for the Super Falcons, we've won the Nations Cup back to back over the years, and I mean, we've not really had that same treatment given to us and all of that. So I think we are underappreciated.
And if I can jump in there, Desire, 2016 too, which I felt was your toughest AFCON.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, beating Cameroon, who are football rivals in every shape, with men and women's football, beating them on their home patch.
Yeah.
And I remember, if I came back, your coach, for example, who I love and respect to bits, you guys, I think you had to protest or something when you went to Abuja.
True.
Yeah, amazing.
For
I remember
our pay and everything.
People who are even yapping me in this studio say, what was the name they gave me that time? The guys, the listeners gave me from, because I was always Falcons Africa, yes, Falcons Africa of Nigeria, because I was always going on and on. I'm not saying this now because I'm meeting you and your perfume is intoxicating me. I'm not saying that, you understand? But no, really. And I do agree with Desire that really I do think the Super Falcons have been manifestly underappreciated.
Do you maybe think it's because you really cannot place side by side women's football and men's football in terms of the level of competition. Do you think maybe that's the reason?
Oh, that's arguably part of it, but I don't think that's entirely the reason, because FIFA in recent years, they've gone out of their way to make sure that women's football get the required recognition it deserves. But I also think that it's on the part of the governing bodies like the NFF and their likes. I think they should, take a holistic approach in appreciating women's football. It really has nothing to do with, the level of men's football and women's football. I think it's a personal thing. Like for people managing our football, they can actually, make a decision to go out of their way to actually, put women's football on the same level where they've placed that of the men. It's as simple as it gets.
Like in America, for instance.
Yeah. Like in America, for example. That's a good example. So
you led a protest, and you can correct me if I'm wrong as well. You led a protest demanding for equal pay for the Super Falcons alongside the Super Eagles, and as a result of that, you were blacklisted, from the Super Falcons. How did that make you feel? Did you get any kind of support from your teammates? Because the Football Federation came out to say that, look, Desire's, trying to, lead an insurrection. This is not what we are for, as Nigerians. Did you feel like you were let down in terms of your teammates backing you up in that process?
Oh, first of all, I didn't lead a protest on equal pay. Let me put that straight now. I was asked the question if I think women deserve equal pay, and I said yes. It wasn't based on protest. Among everything I fought for when I was the captain was equal treatment in terms of
Match bonuses.
welfare.
Allowance,
Exactly. So all of those things, and equal pay was never part of it. And obviously it didn't sit well with a lot of people, and I felt let down from my teammates, because I think they should have
Backed you up.
Yes, backed me up and all of that. And I think the reason why we keep having this problem of not getting the treatment we deserve is because we've kept quiet. We've haven't really stood up to do anything about it. That's why it keeps happening over time and time again. So I think whenever the players are ready to fight for what they deserve, take the bull by the horn, I think all this will stop. But for now, everyone seems comfortable with what's happening, and what can we do?
Is that why you quit football?
No, it has nothing to do with it.
Why did you quit?
Because I was done. Like I've always known 5-6 years before my pronouncement that I was going to quit last year. It's always been part of the plan,
So this had nothing to do with the Women's World Cup, where you played very little minutes?
Nothing at all.
Yeah?
If I had played in all the games, if we had won the World Cup, I still would have retired last year, because it's all part of the plan.
Do you have any regrets about the last Women's World Cup? You came off the bench, that game against England, penalty shootouts. You missed your penalty. Does that still haunt you till today?
Oh, it doesn't haunt me, but it's one of the regrets I have, because I knew that was my last kick. So I didn't want
Super Falcons.
But for my football career.
Yes. Wow, okay.
So I didn't want it to end in that manner, and it happened. But I was angry, I was sad, I cried, and like I said, that's not how I wanted it. But then I just knew maybe that was maybe that's how the universe wanted it, because I'm actually one of the best penalty takers on the team.
That's why you were brought on.
Yes, and missing it, I just felt okay. Maybe the universe was trying to pass on a message. Maybe it just wasn't our day, because if it was our day, we probably would have wrapped up that game during open play.
Absolutely, yeah. You had the chance.
So that was one of the things I consoled myself with, and I mean that's one regret I have.
Yeah, I'd like to ask you. I've never played football professionally.
You never played football at all.
No. But I had the opportunity of taking the penalty against Peter Rufai.
That was a back pass.
Or whatever. I thought I was trying to psych him, but I just did back to me low or whatever. What was it like? Or what's it like stepping up to take a penalty? We see it on TV and everything, and we see the tension. What's it actually like?
It's tough.
With all the thousands of fans,
it's tough.
Penalty shoot. What's it like when you're approaching the sport?
It's really tough, and it takes a lot of courage to step up, for penalty shootouts, most especially when you're the first kicker.
I just wanted to ask her a quick question, because
go ahead.
She said she knew, like you had a plan for your life, and you knew that at this time you're going to quit football. I'm trying to imagine that with all the benefits of the sports. But whether I know that there's not so much benefit locally, maybe internationally, your club size and stuff. There's not anything that would have altered that plan in a way that, let me extend the time, I'm enjoying the game, I'm getting some things. You just knew that it was time, and it was time.
Yes, I knew nothing would have altered. Even after I made the announcement, I still had juicy offers from clubs, and I wouldn't budge.
And your body's not tired.
No.
You're still looking very fit.
Yeah. So what can you share with us the plan? Because
I think away from football. That is
yes.
I think what she's trying to say, if I get you correctly, is how do you know? How do you know when your body is telling you that it's time to quit?
This was not. This
in my own case, it's not.
Yeah,
it's not about.
It was a plan
body
that she had for her life.
That you get to a certain stage and you just stop.
Yes.
Wow.
So what's this plan going forward? That is this one. I'm sorry. You have achieved, like we've talked about your achievements, and your career in its trajectory was nice. Whether club or country, you were successful. And I'm thinking, if I was in your shoes, I'm enjoying the sport, and it's giving me what I want. You get me?
Maybe she's no longer enjoying it. That's what she's telling you.
No, that's not the point. She said she already had a map. She had a map. That's what she's. I'm trying to understand.
Okay, let's give her a moment to gather her thoughts.
Yeah.
Then we'll take another short break and we'll come back.
Okay.
Where did the young desire of Oparanozie start out from? The 10, 11, 12, 13. When did you know that? 1, you really like to play football. 2, that you were really good at it. And 3, that you're going to go all the way. What's the process for any young lady, any young girl child of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that likes to play football, is really good at it, that she's so good she can even dribble boys and all that. What's your message? How did you start in the game?
I started, our story is pretty much the same with every other girl child from this part of the world. I started as young as 10, running around the streets without shoes.
In Lagos,
In the midst of boys.
No, in a way.
In a way, okay.
Yeah, amongst boys. And
dribbling the hell out of them.
yeah, and at the end of the day, my parents will, kick against it. They will beat me after going out to play and all of that. Yeah. So, it's always been go to school and everything. But
Did you
then,
go to school?
not immediately, because I had to, for me to get the license to play, my dad made me promise him I'll go to school.
Okay.
So I promised. That was, my gateway to playing football.
How old were you then?
I was 14.
Wow.
14, 15, yeah. Because I left home at a very young age, around 15, 16. That's when I left. So before I left home, he made me promise him that I'll go to school. And, that was That was it. Because my mom was still at loggerhead. She wouldn't let me and everything. But a typical African home, whatever the father says goes. So I was lucky I got his backing, And then there was
it's the other way around, though.
Really?
It's a mother. I mean, that's but continue.
Yeah. Then I was playing for my secondary school team, and one day there's this local coach that saw me playing for the team. He approached me and said he will like me to, that he has a female team that he would like me to come and play for them. Then there's this church program where they play sports, football across, against the other churches. Is a Catholic church, St. Paul's Catholic Church, where Douglas Road. So they were playing that competition. So that coach now took me from school team and asked me to come and play for them. So after that tournament, they now formed a team out of from the church. Yes, okay. They now formed a team. So we go to train every other day, maybe twice a week, and that was how it became a team. Then something happened. The managers of the team got an offer to go play an amateur league to qualify for the Division 1. And that was happening in North, I think in Kano. In the North, in Kano, yeah. So that's when it was now time to travel. I couldn't tell my parents I wanted to travel. I was still very young. So the coach now had to come meet my parents. I remember that day when he came, my mom, insulted him, cursed him out. There's nothing she didn't tell him that day, but he insisted and he wanted to see my dad. So my dad wasn't at home when he came, so he waited for him to come back. They now had a man-to-man talk, and he now allowed me to go play. So from playing in that tournament, lucky enough, we picked the ticket for the Division 1 team. So from there, it was at that tournament that Coach Rolandson saw me. Rolandson Ode saw me and now took me to Bayelsa Queens.
Really? Wow.
And that's where it all began.
Wow.
Really, and then you became the superstar that you are.
You've always been a striker?
No, I was a midfield player.
Really?
Yeah. I was a midfield because of my long range shot, and I can, pass ball to a longer distance. But playing, that it was that grassroots coach that actually converted me to playing attack.
That's where we get from a midfielder to a striker.
Yes.
Wow. Did you play for the Falconets?
Yes, I did. The maiden edition of the Under-17 World Cup. It was that's 2008.
Okay, that's Super Flamengos then.
Yeah, Flamengos.
Flamengos. Wow. So you played at all levels for Nigeria. Yes. Flamengos, Falconets, and Super
Falcons. I grew through the ranks.
Yes.
So if you were to do this all over again, is there anything you'd like to change in your journey?
Oh, nothing. I think yes. I would have loved to play in the Olympics. That's one thing that is missing. I would have loved.
Okay, 2008 was before your time, Abi?
Yes.
What's for? Inspiring.
To inspire the young girls.
Young girls.
Oh,
English language teacher.
It's just focus on your dream and make sure it's football you want to play. Be sure. Don't second guess yourself. If you're sure, then pay attention to it and give it everything you've got. Everything.
Dedication, discipline, and desire.
Yeah.
You heard that?
If you want to be a part of us, first off, follow us across all social media pages at Lagos Talks 913 is our handle. And of course, kindly like, share, subscribe, and make sure you're a part of the Lagos Talks family.